And welcome everybody to another week of beautiful predictions and reactions to the match day weeks in the Premier League. This is something that I enjoy doing, and once again I have my good friend Matt. Matt, how are you doing this week?
It could be a little bit better, but we'll get to that.
Oh, it's so good. And we were talking before the stream, and it was so funny because I didn't know what to call it, what we're going to talk about soon, but it was definitely, I think you had a great name for that. What was that name again?
We're going to call it the American Derby.
I love that idea. Great. Okay, so we'll call it the American Derby. But like I said, we will get to that game soon enough. Let's get on to at least Saturday's games first and foremost. So what we're going to be doing is doing a point system that's going to be basis off the end of the season, kind of like they do with soccer. It's going to be 3 points for a correct win, absolutely correct, which scores, and the winner of the game. A 1 point for getting the actual winner of the game, but you didn't get the score right, and no points for if you just botched it completely. So this us coming into this week, we unfortunately did not go ahead and get a prediction this week. We apologize. No big. This will be the only time we'll be doing that. So we are sorry, but we'll go ahead and get it all sorted for you. For last week, Matt, you are actually up right now. You are actually up on that one. Yes. You got the winner for last week, and so you are up 12. I believe it's 12. 12 to 9 right now. So.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So, I gotta come back to this next week when we get our prediction video up, which should happen soon. We'll have that up for the week so you guys can watch that and get it all started. But all right, let's get on to this week's event. First game, Tottenham versus Wolves. I can tell you right now, Tottenham has shown some cracks in their armor, as what I saw in that game. Wolves, they're not a very good squad. They did pick up a very, very good player this week in Neves. I don't remember where they picked him up from, but they just picked him up. They put him in. He looked kind of good, but he didn't look great. And the amount of star power they have at Tottenham, and they could not score more than one. And when they did score, that goal, it was like right at the end. They barely had it. 51% possession. It goes on the Wolves side. I mean, you can't let these teams like the Wolves, mid-tier teams, go ahead and even come close to even letting you get tied, or you're not going to go to Europe. I'm just flat out plain and simple. I would have had Tottenham winning it, but I would have had Tottenham winning it somewhere probably about 3-0. So I probably would have gotten 1 point, but I was shocked, just shocked that even happened. What do you think about that game?
So first off, I think Ruben Neves, great midfielder. He's good for like one just absolute banger of a goal a year. But he doesn't usually score that much. He's been with Wolves for a few years now.
Oh, okay.
I think he was hurt though. He might have been away from injury for a while. But the thing about Spurs is they play a counter-attacking game. They defend well. Like, Conte is a very strong defensive manager. They play on the counter, but that means that they don't generally have a lot of possession, like we saw last week against Chelsea. They were not the better team in that game, but they ended up picking up a point anyway.
Yeah.
I would have expected, like, Wolves are a very strong defensive team. They had one of the lowest goals against counts last year. I would have expected a low-scoring affair, like 0-0, 1-0, 2-0, something like that. But
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have got it right on. Yeah, very strong defensive team, Wolves. They actually got some possession in this game, which maybe they're not used to against like all of the big teams, but they put out a good fight. Unfortunately, they couldn't hang in there.
Yeah, same here. I think overall wise, I only was able to see the highlights of that game. So it's like a 15-20 minute clip of it. With the highlights, I would say, a couple of missteps by the goalie, and the score definitely would be too 2-1, somewhere in that range. So, yeah, I would say that game either should have been a draw or, I mean, honestly, a Wolves win. I mean, really, a Wolves win on that one. So, but yeah, that was a shocker. That was a shocker definitely to me. So, we'll move on to the next game for the week. That would be Everton at Nottingham Forest. Am I surprised on the 1-1 score? No. Who would I have had winning that game? Probably Everton if I had to pick a winner. But more than likely, I probably would have had it as a 1-0 win. Everton should have lost that game. Nottingham Forest played surprisingly amazing. I mean, honestly, they showed themselves that, okay, we have enough to go against the bottom dwellers. And Everton really showed themselves that, hey, we are a bottom dweller team. And get used to it, because we might be able to punch with some of the mid-table people, but people will be ready for us. And they overlooked Nottingham Forest completely. Think they were going to blow them out. And Nottingham Forest had a lead until about the 89th minute. And then it was goal scored by Dimitari?
Demarai Gray.
Demarai Gray, thank you. Demarai Gray. 88th minute is what it was. Crazy. But yeah, I have it definitely. Nottingham Forest played amazing. They, compared to what they did the last 2 weeks, but they played amazing. You could tell that they're finally gelling a little bit more, trying to play a little bit more. Again, I base a lot of games on possession, and I know I'm going to regret saying that later on in this video. But I would say possession definitely was them. They held. That's the style. They did great. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. They played a 3-4-1-2 style, which looked really well for them. It was great against the 3-4-3. It was a way to get behind. Pickford did play well, though. I do admit, Pickford did play well. Saved the saves he had to save. Henderson did show himself again. Henderson, I believe he's on loan from Man U. I believe it's Man U, and he just showed himself very well, very well. So I think they have a star coming up. So, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with you on that one. I think Henderson is going to put in a very good season. I think Nottingham Forest is going to surprise people at this rate.
Mm-hmm.
They've already picked up 4 points in the table.
Yeah.
They beat West Ham last week, which was quite the shock. And considering their form, they hung in there with Newcastle in the first week. A game that everyone expected them to lose, but they still showed some heart.
Yeah.
I'm gonna regret my prediction of them being relegated if this keeps up.
I literally am looking back right now. It's like, where did I put that at? Yeah, I have them as last. You have them as least 19th. So
yeah,
you got a little credit on that one, but yes.
Yeah. I think they are good enough to beat the other bottom dwellers if they play like they did on the weekend or against West Ham. Both goalkeepers had 4 or more saves. Henderson had 7.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. But yeah, overall, no goals scored until the 81st minute, and then 2 goals in 10 minutes. But it was also an away game, which probably bolstered Everton a little bit.
Yeah, they play well at home. They usually do. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what I would have predicted that one. Maybe a goalless draw, maybe a 1-0 either way, but
right.
So.
Right. Oh, I mean, we'll get the rest of them later, but in the next video. But oh yeah, definitely. Okay, next game. Leicestershire City versus Southampton. Surprised. Completely surprised. Thought Southampton was going to get maybe 3-1, 2-1 loss. It was going to be a loss. That's what I have it as. And you know, I'm looking at the predictions now. I have them. I have Southampton 14th, going like, yeah, okay, that's about right. You have Southampton at 16th, so you suggested that they would be on the bottom side, but I don't know what Leicester's is doing. It's kind of like if you've ever played on an online league at all. If you've ever done fantasy league or ever played a video game, would you have a league game that people need to get on time? It's kind of like that's what's going on with Leicestershire right now. No signings. They don't have any. Nobody's tied to them. Going like, oh, they might bring this person in. They have. It's almost like they're going on autopilot. It's almost like, hey guys, just skip the week for me. I'm fine with it. Skip the week. Whatever happens, happens. I'm cool with that. Like that's exactly what I saw in that game. Is that they're almost just going, yeah, whatever happens, happens. We're good. And I have it. I had a rumor come up on Thursday that because it probably won't happen now, but Man U, because of how much trouble they're having, that they're interested in bringing Vardy in, which I do not see it happening. But I mean that's
I
something.
think I saw news to that. He inked a new contract with Leicester. I don't think he's moving.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Yeah, I found that just so funny, and these guys just they don't sign anybody, they won't touch anybody, they won't go for anybody. It's exactly like I said. They are just looking to autopilot the season for whatever reason, and I just don't know why.
It's so disappointing too. Like they were a team that made Europe not that long ago.
Yeah.
They won the league like a little while back, but they were kind of on track to like become a consistent contender, and they've kind of regressed now.
Yeah.
They're, like back to being like a team that just wants to survive and sell players and things. Looks like they're potentially going to sell Fofana. Season for him. I don't know if that's going to actually happen, but I think the loss of Schmeichel really hurt them a lot in terms of leadership and like commanding the team. They just don't have an identity. I think now they don't know what they are.
Okay.
I would have never predicted them to lose to Southampton though. Even then, like Southampton has been struggling even more in recent years. But apparently they only won a couple goals, and yeah, I would have got that game wrong.
Yeah, totally. I would have got the game wrong. One thing it bring up to your point of a bit ago when they were in Europe, they actually were going to. They did Euro. I think they did Euro League 2 years ago. It was 2 seasons ago they went to Euro League because that was the first season I think I started watching football on a regular basis, and they looked good, and they were in 3rd place, and then they dropped to 4th, and had 4th held all year until the 2nd to last week of the year, and then dropped to 5th. And that's when
they lost to United.
Yeah.
In like the last week for them to like take that spot.
And that's when like Liverpool basically it was a season I think Liverpool got like 3rd or 4th. It was that year, and everybody was like, oh yeah, they'll be fighting up there. They'll be one of the top 5. They look good. And they just all of a sudden they just started slipping, and then it's like, what are you guys doing? Get up on your high horses, let's go. But yeah, my prediction for them, for you had them as 10th. I know I don't want to ever go too deep on the prediction style. I have them as 11th. I almost, if I have to do it now, I almost want to put them like 13th now. They're slipping. Yeah, but we'll see.
It's tough though. Because
it will. Yeah.
Even a little bit over a year ago, they won the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Against a certain team from London.
Yeah. We're not gonna talk about that.
They have quality in their side. It's just like whether they can play together and play well. So they're in 19th right now. I anticipate them finishing among 19th, but who knows if they can find their form.
Yeah, the end of the video.
Especially with like the World Cup.
Yep. I think that they're going to be one of those teams that have a good rest. They'll have a good rest and get people back to form and get some maybe set. So yeah, we'll get to the standings at the end because I got so much I've written down for standing wise. I was like, oh my god. So we'll definitely get to that. Next game for Saturday, the Fulham Brentford game. Holy God. We got some two up and coming teams this season that could really shock the world here. Um, I mean, I knew Brentford was going to be a decent squad. I did not think they were still going to be this good. And Fulham, oh my God. Like, Fulham scores a goal in the very first minute of the game. It was incredible. I had just gotten that game on just to kind of watch it, just to have something on the background so while I write stuff down and just whatever. And I'm like, wait a minute, did they just score a goal? Did that just happen? It was incredible. It just happened. I was like, wait, what the hell? Like, what? Oh my God. And they just scored quick. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. I guess I'll watch this a little bit, see if, Brentford comes back and, gets angry or whatever. Then they scored another goal. And I'm like, wait, hold on a second. And it's like, oh my God, is this going to happen? Is this really going to happen? And then Brentford came back, and I was just like, no, I didn't get to see the end part of it. Like I said, I probably saw maybe 30 minutes of it, and then maybe I was the one that jinxed it. Maybe if I was actually still watching, they would have won, or they would have had a blowout. But yeah, they won 3-2. Fulham beat Brentford 3-2, and it was literally in like the last minute. And I do say
it's the 90th minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what are the odds that a first minute and a 90th minute goal, right?
Yep. I couldn't believe it. I was in shock. And the thing was, it was like Brentford didn't come out, swinging at the beginning, didn't play the way they, maybe they were thinking to themselves, okay guys, let's play like coach thinks we should play here, a little more reserved, because maybe, Fulham's going to try to attack us, so we'll play a little more reserved. They should have played a little more aggressive. But yeah, they weren't playing their style at the beginning of the game, and they got caught, and it came all the way back. Beautiful. Tony actually got, I think it was like 2 or 3 goals turned over against them though.
Oh really?
Yeah,
he scored one as well.
Yeah. It was like an offsides, or it was something dumb. It's just these dumb things that there was like, nope, overturned. It's like, wow, dude, he's not getting
the old the Werner approach.
Yep, definitely. But yeah, it was beautiful. It was a good game. From the highlights I saw in the beginning of the game,
Right back and forth.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And I will definitely admit, if we would have done a prediction video, I would have said Brentford wins, and I would have had Brentford winning, probably 3-1. I would have had Brentford going, yeah, Brentford's going to score a lot of goals, and Fulham can't handle it. And Mitrovic is going to, and I probably would have said Mitrovic is going to score, but it's going to be in the 90th minute. And I would have been right about that, but not for the game winner, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think it's hard too, because this is a home game for Fulham. Maybe some boosting from the home fans at Craven Cottage. But yeah, up until now, like, Brentford are near the top of the table. They've been really showing their quality. This should have been and could have been a win for them, and they'll be thinking that they wasted a big opportunity.
Definitely. I'm very actually, I'm really proud of the coach there, in Fulham, and the Fulham team, because most of the team that was there, came back from going down 2 years ago. They looked like trash 2 years ago. They almost like they were just happy to be up in the Premier League. They looked amazing these weeks, and it's like, wow, guys, yeah, I'm happy for you. I do hope they continue it, and big wow. I'm very happy about that though.
Oh, they have Marco Silva managing them.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep. Next game, Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, whole 3-1 win. Crystal Palace. Totally thought that was going to be the style of win. I would have gone probably with 2-1. I would have gone Crystal Palace, definitely, for sure.
Big Zaha goal or two.
Yep. Big Zaha goal, definitely. I'm gonna. So normally I would say this is how I saw the game. Yada yada yada. You could definitely see Crystal Palace going to win. One thing I will say though, that I am so happy about, Vieira. I will say that probably it won't happen soon, but I will say the next Arsenal coach is going to be him. If he continues like this, the next Arsenal coach. He took a Crystal Palace team that everybody always thought mid-table to bottom dwellers. He took that team. It was a hard knocks to try to get everything going, but he all of a sudden go, yep, I'm ready to go. All right, I got now I have my players coming. I have my players coming in, and my players can play well. He brought those guys in, and now this is his team. This is literally his team now, and he played great. They played amazingly. They were at home. That crowd was so loud. I was watching the replays, and they were just so loud, so much energy. So proud of him. So very proud of him. I do hope Steven Gerrard though picks up his team because he's slipping. He's a good coach. He's a really good coach, and I just hope that he picks him up though.
Yeah, I think this game was just a big gulf in quality between the sides. Like Crystal Palace has players like Zaha, you know, like Mark Guehi, former Chelsea, and at center back as well. Schlupp. Eze is a guy to watch. They bought him when he was pretty young and he was pretty raw, and he's been kind of putting in the time and development. And I think he's finally cemented himself as a guy that can play in and out in the Premier League.
Right.
Obviously, Odsonne Edouard, like very quality player. They just signed him this year, I think, right? Maybe last year.
I thought it was.
But
yeah.
Either way, yeah, they've had like a team that could compete, but I think Vieira has taken a team that had potential and realized that potential, and they're gonna be a strong team this year. I think they can finish in the top half. I don't remember what I predicted last, but they're gonna be tough to beat, especially at home.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we'll move on to there was one more Saturday game. So we'll move on to the last Saturday game, Arsenal versus Bournemouth. I would have had 3-0. There's no way I wouldn't have had 3-0 on that one. I would have definitely had an Arsenal win. I would not have done that big. Arsenal played actually very well. And again, I'm you know what? I know it's only 3 weeks and we got 38 weeks to go. I'm calling this potential player of the year for the season, and I know this is not going to be a shocker because I've already said this. Jesus, I'm telling you right now, he dominates. I mean, he dominates these teams, and I know they've only, they haven't played really against like, oh my god, teams and whatever, but you can't go in and go, I'm gonna make 4 defenders look stupid and then play, do that sort of thing. I mean, it's I honestly, him being on this team, it has shown that Man City may have made a mistake, on letting him go. Maybe not, but I mean, definitely player of the year. Definitely changing sceneries. I will put him as my definite one of my player of the year for the start of the year.
I mean, as much as I don't like to see it, Arsenal are playing well, and a lot better than their London rivals. I think it's Arteta is finally getting the players that he wants and getting the system that he wants, like drilled into the players. He got Jesus, he got Zinchenko, both from City, who he used to be the assistant manager for. They know his style. They know him already. It's like there's a lot of chemistry there. They've got a good young team as well, and they continue at this rate, they're probably going to finish above Chelsea, which is probably going to make me very sad.
Right?
Like, right. The better team won, right?
Definitely. I mean, exactly. So we'll move on to Saturday's games now. So Saturday's first game is West Ham Brighton. Brighton 2, West Ham nothing. Big shocker, and I will be the first to backtrack now from Brighton. You know what? No, no. I'm gonna hold my ground. Okay. I'm telling you this. This is what they did last season, and you can watch the video. You should go watch the video actually. Watch that video. I even said Brighton's gonna start the season hot again. They're gonna get like 4 wins in a row. But I don't know. I think they're just doing better. West Ham's looking like garbage though. I mean, they are in the.
Yeah, what happened to them?
I
They lost every game.
Oh my God, lost every game, and they have done terribly. It is awful, and even worse, they've lost every game and they haven't scored a goal yet this season.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think seeing Brighton out there and going like, okay, Brighton's supposed to be a dangerous team on defense, supposed to, make sure the goal is like, or the game is like 0-0. That's the style. I mean, Newcastle had against them. Brighton's only let 1 goal in this entire year. They've let 1 goal in the entire year. I've always said defense wins championships. Brighton's going to do great. I do believe that their biggest hurdle is going to be the World Cup. And when the World Cup comes around and they go, okay, what are we going to do from this point? That's going to be their tipping point. If they get burned out, it's going to be exactly like I said. Down they go. So, but yeah, they played great. They played great. I saw the highlights on the game. Holy crap. They played amazingly. And some of the stat lines kind of weird on that. 13 shots to West Ham to 11. 3-2 on the shots on net, which means that the goalie could have basically not been in net and everything would have been perfect. The same score.
No saves.
No saves at all. But I would say Brighton did what they were supposed to. They took the chances and they scored the goal. So very proud of them.
It was a penalty, which is, you don't blame the goalie for that.
No. It was a bad penalty anyways. But yeah. What do you think you had on that game?
I probably would have predicted a draw.
Okay.
Because my faith in West Ham has not been wavered that much until now. I've got an interesting stat for you though.
Mm-hmm.
These two teams have met 11 times in the Premier League, and West Ham have never won against Brighton in the Premier League. They've drew 6 and they've lost 5, which is interesting. This is the longest, the most amount of games they faced an opponent without winning, and the same for Brighton, the most games they played against an opponent that they haven't lost. So maybe it's one of those bogey opponents that they just can't find a way to beat. I know Chelsea used to have that with Bournemouth or Newcastle even sometimes.
Yeah.
Those games are always out of trouble. Maybe that's part of it. It's a mental thing, but I think Brighton. I said in that prediction video at the beginning of the year, I think they're on the up and up.
Yeah,
so far they are. So I'm very happy with that.
Yeah.
The goal they have allowed also against United.
Yep. I see now the formation that they ran to. Weirdest formation. 3-5-1-1. I'm like, wait, what? So yeah, defensive. So they probably dropped.
I don't know if that's how accurate that is, because Gross is usually far forward. It's you know what I bet it is. It's probably like March and Trossard are more forward, I think, and then you play more of like a 3.
They're probably
2-1 or something.
Yeah. And
those
Gross
guys probably move up and down a lot.
Yeah, I think Gross is
Gross is an attacking player.
Yeah, he's an attacking player. So I think they said, okay, Gross, you go up if need be, and then we'll have like a movable guy, and then probably McAllister goes down into the right, and then they just kind of move that way if you need it. But yeah, I don't think I would have the balls to run that sort of formation. But
it changes over the game, right?
Of course it does. Yeah. Yep.
So who knows? But they got a goal from Trossard.
Yep.
I called him out in one of our earlier videos, but I think he's a great attacker. Gross obviously very good as well.
Yep. Definitely.
I don't know how much they'll lose to the World Cup, but
what team?
If they do lose people, Brighton.
Okay.
If they do lose people, it'll hurt them, but I think honestly they'll be sitting pretty well.
I
I
think
think
that
West Ham will suffer more.
yeah, I think they will lose Gross for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
I think they'll lose Gross. And honestly, they're going to, and it's so funny. This guy, I saw him in the Newcastle game, and so I will say this, within within the winter season, somebody is going to do something to try to get this guy if he's cheap. Minamino or Minamita, excuse me, Minamita, Japanese, one of the best players from Japan.
Oh, he used to play for Liverpool, or is he on loan from Liverpool?
No, well, I think he was. They signed him this year fully. It's a full sign this season. I couldn't remember. I'm gonna have to look it up here, but basically I was watching it during the Newcastle game. What was happening to him, and yeah, let's see. No, he's
He
been
plays for Monaco now.
he's played. He went to Brighton completely. He was in. No, he's only been in Japan unders. Only in Japan unders. Went to Brighton in 2021 and was loaned out, and he's just now coming here as a replacement. That's it. Never says anything about about
Oh, I'm thinking of a different player then.
yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. This guy is so quiet. Like almost nobody knows about him or anything. I saw him. He killed our defense in Newcastle.
Mitoma.
Yeah, is it Mitoma? Yeah, I'm sorry. Mitoma, yeah. Just so good. He's really good. He is really good. I will say within the next like 2 years, if he can be consistent, he's gonna be really good. He's gonna be just amazing. He came right off the bench, and that was when he came off the bench, and I will say that was the time when the spark happened in Brighton, where it was like, holy crap, man, Brighton has a chance, and that's when everybody basically said, man, Brighton should be winning this game, not for in case of goalie or whatever. That's the guy. That's the guy that really sparked it.
Oh.
So. Crap. Hold on a second.
He'll be. Oh yes.
Wait a second.
I think it's the game that I don't want to talk about.
Yay! It's it's the American Derby. Hooray! All right. So, I will actually, you know what? I'll let you talk about
Want
it.
me to go first?
I'll let you. This is your team. I'll let you go. Let's.
So, the scoring started with a horrible blunder by Mendy, and like you hate to see that happen. Almost every goalie's that happened at least once in their career, but they just couldn't recover after. They didn't really. I don't know. They got outworked. I don't know if it was a matter of tactics, but it was definitely a matter of work rate. The third goal, which I believe that one came from a corner, they've been historically bad against set pieces in the last like 3 years, and it's just it happened again, and like I'm not surprised. I will say they probably should have had a goal or two. They were very close on occasion, but they just couldn't put one in. And they got a second yellow at the end, near the end of the game to boot, which is great. So Koulibaly will miss the next game at least. What do you got on this game?
Oh, I got a lot. Oh,
you talk about your Americans.
Oh, my American team. Oh, I love it. They came over and they dominated Leeds. I loved it.
One
Yes.
of the goal scorers
Was
used to play for an MLS team as well. Who isn't American?
Was American? What about America again? America. There we go.
Harrison,
Yep.
former New York City FC, I believe.
You might be right on that one, to be honest with you.
He was with Manchester City. Yes,
Okay.
MLS. Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
I think this will be the game that teams are going to show, on how a lot of people are underrating Americans now. coaching and players though, honestly.
It always comes back to that.
Well, here's the thing. We've gone so many years in and we were always the underdogs in like the 90s and the early 2000s. We're always the underdogs. Everybody talks about the Mexico 2-0s, and we talk about this, and then everybody's like, yeah, Mexico or America has so much potential and da 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 da. But how many coaches have gone up and gone, you know what? I'm going to take a job at a team that potentially could go down. And the only reason Leeds actually grabbed this guy is because that was the first guy that they actually had talks with. If they said, hey, if we fire our head coach, we really would like to see if you would like to come in here, and we'd have talks with. There's interviews of them saying that, of Marsh saying that and saying, yeah, they had talks with me beforehand, even when everything was going okay. Like they wanted to do that. They played so great, so aggressive. I'm noticing, and we're going to get into another game that this worked. Play against the big boys. How do you win? Freaking get aggressive with them. Don't get scared. Yeah. That is how you beat these big squads. As so many teams, Brentford did it. Almost like Leeds did the same process against Chelsea. It was so good, so dominating. And I think Mendy got cocky and was like, oh, I can just get around this guy. This stupid American whatever player. Whatever.
So,
and yeah.
Another thing to add to that is like, I think his teammates completely let him down there. Nobody gave him an outlet basically, and he was kind of forced. He totally should have just kicked the ball out.
He should have kicked the ball, even kicked the ball out. Yeah.
Even then, like, he had no other option.
Oh no, but the thing was,
play out from the back, you have to like support your team.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like these teams, the Chelsea's, Liverpool's, all them. They go like this. Go, okay, we'll get a 1-0 win if we play well. Maybe we'll darn it, we got to draw, whatever. But we'll play well. And they got punched in the mouth right at the beginning of the game. We got punched in the mouth, and it was like, I mean, I think the game should have been a lot closer. If that mess up by Mendy didn't happen, that would have happened. You had a crowd invigorated and going, yes, let's go. The stadium was rocking. Then then at the end of the game, like they had. It's funny because I'm gonna say this. Pulisic came in, played well. He played well, and then the red card happened, and the team almost was like, no, we're done. 3-0. We're happy about it. They almost actually should have been almost 4-0. To be honest with you, there was a missed goal chance, but yeah, it was. Honestly, I have not seen Chelsea that bad playing in a long time against one of those style of teams that are like that.
They usually have a howler every year against somebody in the bottom half. Usually it's like Bournemouth or like another one. I think last year it had a really bad game against one of those teams. But I can't really remember who it was.
Oh,
at least one a year that they just completely just fall on their face.
Yeah, they definitely they fell on their face again like that, and I would hate to be the team that comes out after that. It's almost like they went like, okay, we're gonna face Tottenham. Oh man, and they took a draw of that and were sad, and we're like, okay, we gotta look for the week after. Yeah, and then they look and go, okay, we got the week after. Okay, whatever. I will also say this. After that game, I would say there was at least 3 things on my YouTube saying Pulisic's going to leave Chelsea. He's been linked now to Man U. He's been linked to Newcastle even. They actually said there's some links to Newcastle with him. There's also a link. It's weird to say this, but there's a link to Leeds because of the American side of it, and them being like going down to lower leagues because Tuchel, I guess Tuchel doesn't like the way Pulisic's playing or the way Pulisic plays.
The system,
he doesn't.
Or he doesn't really. He's not preferred.
No.
In the formation.
No.
He's typically more of a wide player.
Yep.
And they typically don't like, they have fullbacks or like wingbacks who play wide.
Yep.
But generally they play like a 3-4-3 kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he's not suited for that like central or like slightly right or left forward.
Yeah.
He also has had a lot of injury issues.
That was a big
which
thing,
really
yeah.
hurt.
Yep, injury issues, yep.
That's gonna hurt no matter what. And like the World Cup is coming too, right?
Yep.
So like he's got to be careful with that.
Yeah, they really think Newcastle. They think Newcastle, but it'll be after Christmas or after the
January
World
window?
Cup. Yeah, it's gonna be January window. It'll be after that time, and what it's going to be is they more likely are gonna send them to Newcastle, but they don't want to send them until after that point, until they can either bring somebody else in, or they can go like, all right, we'll send to Newcastle, maybe he plays really well, and then Newcastle will pay like an arm and a leg, and we get a lot of money out of him. That's what the biggest game plan, right? He would be perfect in Newcastle. I'm not saying because I love Newcastle. He'd be perfect. They play wide, and think about that lineup that you have there. Oh my, two players who can play this ball on the outsides. Oh, my pants need to be dried already from that. Oh, it's so beautiful. Let me tell you, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, I found it, by the way. The biggest loss they had last year was to Brentford. It was 4-1.
Yep.
Which is like every year there's one.
Yep.
Hopefully that's the only one this year. We'll see. But they were for sure like sleeping after the Spurs game that they should have won.
Yeah.
And they got punished, and rightly so.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the next game. I'll call it the heart attack game. Newcastle United versus Man City in Newcastle. Wow, it was on USA Network, so I was forced to watch it the day after because I had to wait until 9 a.m. to get it. I was hoping you wouldn't say a word about the game. I was just hoping. I was like, just don't say anything until I say something. And you didn't, so I thank you for that.
Oh yeah. I think I was sleeping.
Oh, probably were. And I looked at that and I was like, okay. It was so funny too because I had just turned on. It was right in early morning, and I was like, okay, cool. I got the day off today for a few hours. I can do other things. I had my food. I was making food. You know, letting the pre-game festivities come out there. I walked to get my tea. Clicked on my tea. Get my beautiful Greek yogurt with some granola, banana, some salad. Got that. Get my day started well. And I'm getting ready, and then I was like, okay. I was like, oh, the game just started. Let me go grab my tea. I grab my tea, come back out of here. Oh my God! I'm like, wait a minute, what? So I get back, 5th minute in the game, already go. I'm like, oh God, it's gonna be one of these days, isn't it? The crowd, though, I will say this: the crowd was amazing. Even after that goal, they were like, no, boys, come on, lads, let's go, lads, come on, lads. Let's stay in this. And they stayed with the boys. And it's like, you guys go. And after that, they got kind of like a punch in the mouth, and that spurred them. And I will say this. The game ended 3-3. I would have had Newcastle losing the game. I'm just telling you, prediction-wise, I would have had Newcastle losing the game.
Most of us would.
Yeah. It would have probably been like a 3-1 loss, but I would have said that.
Yeah, like what are the odds they go up 2 goals?
And
then
oh my God,
City comes back. So City came back from 2 goals behind at the end of last year as well.
Yep.
If you remember that game.
Yep.
They won that game. But yeah, this must have been a heart attack. Like what, like 3 or 4 lead changes? Like
yeah. Well, it was the thing. Almiron, again, it was so funny. I would say probably that I think I had to look at my notes. Almiron I had in like the 19th minute. I said about Almiron. Here it is. I said, oh my God, please let them get rid of Almiron. He is the thing that's stopping us from winning this game. It's going to be stopping us from winning this season. And I swear, I said it. 5 minutes later, he scores a goal off his knee from him falling just on his face. And you can see the support and how wonderful he is. He's like, yay! Like he's a little kid. And Almiron, he's such a good-hearted player. I think he should though be a backup. He gets so he's like a little puppy. He gets so excited Like after that goal, you should have seen him just running around the field. I'm like, dude, calm down. It's 1-1 now, okay? You're gonna let them get back in this game. Calm down, all right? Sit, boy. Come on, sit. You'll be all right, all right? And but he played well. I'll admit to it, but he did miss some key chances. There was a goal. Another goal. He got it was earlier before his first goal. The ball came right to him in the middle, open line, and he fluttered it over the net. He could have jumped over that ball even and let Bruno pick it up and take that shot even, and because he was right there, but he was wide open. It was amazing though. Great, amazing game. You got 5th minute goal, beautiful goal too. They let it up, but it was at that point. Eddie Howe was like, "Listen, guys, let's gather our minds up, gather our thoughts, and let's get going. Let's actually push on these." And they literally just showed how you beat Man City. You push hard on them, attack, push them into a corner, and counter. Yes, possession-wise was 69, nice, versus 31, but they pushed them, and I would say if you watch that first 45 minutes, I say 40, take the first 5 minutes out, first 40 minutes, it was dominating Newcastle all the way. Even when they came out of the break, Man City actually got up on them, and you could see, I was like, oh no, this is bad. Came back and like, no, counter again. Boom, counter, goals. I mean, Callum Wilson, beautiful goal. He had to cross over 2 guys again. Remember how I told you in the last video, that little, oh wow, what a good kick flip on the goal? Yeah. He did it again, same thing. Back of the leg, boop, over the net side again. He did it. I don't know how he does it, but that's the way he's only going to score goals this entire season. But they played great. As soon as it was countered, boom. But what screwed them up was after they scored that second goal. I don't know if Eddie Howe said in an interview though that they kind of played a little more back. The minute that happened, that's when all the 2 goals happened on there.
Like
and
City are ruthless, right? Like,
yep. And they gave it up to him. They gave that ability up to him, and yeah, that's what screwed them up. They should have won that game, and it would have been the Leeds story on it. And Leeds would have been like, yeah, Chelsea, okay. Newcastle coming in, that was amazing game to the end. I will say, Man City got they even had it before. It would have been the first loss Man City would have lost in 2022. In all of 2022 was their first loss in any game, and it was like, wow. And Newcastle came in, showed how the team's going to be played. How I think Eddie Howe has just secured himself at least 2 more years on the team with this game, showing he could play with the big boys. I was
the memory of this game stays for a while. Then.
Yeah, this is I will say this is the game. Yeah.
Speaking of another team though that had not lost in the calendar year yet, there's another game later that we can.
Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. Yes. But yeah, I will say amazing job. There was also, I don't know if you saw it, but there was a red card that was changed to a yellow card.
Yes, I saw that.
I agree with I agree with that. It wasn't malicious. It wasn't studs up. I think the dude came over. Was it dangerous? Yeah. Yellow card? Yep, sure. But I will say, oh my God, the way Newcastle came in and basically told Pep. You could see it after the games. They did a handshake. Pep even went to him like, "You played amazingly. Great job. You deserve a win." And Pep basically said in an interview afterwards, and I've never heard him even say this. He goes, they played great against us, and we have to go to the drawing board now. We have to go to the coaches and talk with them. That right there, oh, wow. But yeah, I will say, Man City did great when they had the chances, but Newcastle showed that they're going to be a force for good this year. Yeah, I will definitely say Almiron. If they could get somebody there, this game should have been. They had 5 really good scoring chances. They easily, and I'm not talking like, oh yeah, it was a little. No, if Almiron would have done a pass across perfectly to the other side to a wide open guy, that would have been Almiron's also goal chance right there. That's why I know I'm picking on him, but yeah. Did you have anything else?
Much maligned.
Yeah. Did you have
Miguel
anything?
Almiron.
Uh,
I think I will add though. Gundogan is very good.
Yeah.
Scored yet again. This is not his first goal of the year, and I would just like to point out that the last game that we predicted for Manchester City, I predicted him and Phil Foden to both score goals. And they both scored goals.
Yeah, and I think I predicted Erling to get a hat trick, and he scored 0. And so yeah, definitely. But yeah, that was yeah. Nick Pope played. I will say both goalies played pretty good too.
I love Nick Pope.
Nick Pope
We're
did play.
back to his Burnley days.
Yeah,
You know?
he played good. Okay. Yeah, enough of that game because I was like, oh. Okay, so we'll go to Monday's game then. Yeah, Monday's game. Is it just me or has Liverpool are they on another team that's on autopilot this season? Cause what the heck is going on with their defense this year?
It's been poor, especially like they knew that United was going to come into this game wanting to prove something, you know, amidst all of the pressure and all of the drama. This was like ripe for the taking for Liverpool.
Yep.
And they couldn't do it. I don't know what it was, but you know, they let Sancho get open in the box. He took that goal. I didn't see the Rashford goal.
Oh, beautiful goal. Oh, that's the sort of thing I've been saying about Rashford. Yep.
Much deserved.
Yep. Yeah, they it's so
71%.
Yeah,
possession, by the
that's
way.
what I watched the game because it was one of those sponsored highlights. This is gonna be the biggest game of the week on Peacock, and I got Peacock, so I was like, oh, I'll have it in the background watching it. I'm telling you, that crowd was loud, which is good, but holy God, Liverpool, they were just like, oh, we're gonna play Liverpool style, and they had it, and then I don't know what's wrong with their defense because their defense would give something up. There was a time in, I believe it was after the first goal. I think it was after the first goal. I don't know. I couldn't see the face clear enough, but it was either Molnar or it was Henderson who walked up and literally like was hitting his defenseman. He was looking at Van Dijk and was like, you need to da 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 da. I mean, he was just hitting him in the chest. And mind you, Van Dijk is like 6'8", right? You got Henderson or Molnar, whoever it was, is like, I'm down here pointing at you like this. And I was like, okay, that is what you need as a you know, a team and go like this. But yeah, one big thing too that I did see in this game, which I was shocked on, and I wrote down in my booklet because I wanted to make sure I brought this up. Ronaldo did not start. He did come in. I can't remember what minute it was. I think it's like 65th minute or something. Yeah. But he didn't come in, and his guy who actually was replaced for him was Rashford. And look what Rashford did. I think that's kind of proven something right there. That's proven that they should be playing Rashford. And if not, I would say get Rashford out of there. He's too good not to play on a team. You know, he's too good not to. Go ahead.
There's another thing that it showed, that your manager knows how to adapt for their opponent. Like a lot of the commentators were saying this too, that Ronaldo against Liverpool just doesn't have the pace to counterattack and to like beat their back line.
Yeah.
But Rashford does, and Sancho does, and so playing those two, and I just stop for a moment to shout out how much I dislike Bruno Fernandes and how much of a piece of literal scum he is.
Yeah.
Just diving all over the place, time wasting, kicking the ball away, just terrible. He's a good player, but he doesn't need to do all that garbage. But anyway,
Yeah.
the rest of their attacking players played very well, and they were picked for a reason. And you know, maybe Ten Hag is finally kind of getting used to his team's strengths and weaknesses. And
Right.
you know, in the table now, Liverpool is below United.
Yeah. So
They
before,
are
but,
in
so sorry,
third.
before we do that, who,
Yeah.
what was your prediction of that game though?
I would have predicted either a Liverpool like 1-0 win or like a draw.
Okay.
Probably. I would have never picked Man U.
I actually have an app for the NBC app that we have in America, and you can predict the games, and if you get the 5 games right and get the scores right of all 5 games, you win $50,000. So I play it every week, and I made sure
Does it cost anything?
Nope, it's free to play. It's free to play. I don't want to like shout them out or anything, but I've done it since last year, and I think I'm up like $10. I mean, if you lose, no money lost, but if you win some money. So even like top 3 or whatever, you'll get some cash. Like a couple of games I win like 40 cents here or whatever, but like it's like, oh, cool, I got $10, great. I had Liverpool winning 2-1. I had Liverpool taking that game 2-1. I had it on there. I looked up like, God, why didn't I switch it? But I definitely thought, I did not think. I mean, they usually play so well. The last 4 games, I think, against Man U, last 4 games, they dominated. They even had a win. I think it was 6-0 against them 2 years ago. So I did not. Yeah, total spanking. Like there was no chance. And the way they done. I don't know. I think this is what I'm thinking. I think last season, them going for the quadruple, everybody got too tired. Everybody got no time off basically. It is. I think they're sitting here like, we're tired, we're exhausted. Can we just take like a break? And I think after the World Cup, some of the players will start playing a little bit better. But I literally think Liverpool's going to have a hard time. But yeah, if you want to go to standings now, that's the next thing we're gonna do, because that's the end of the week there. So yeah, go ahead.
I could add one more thing about this game. Like you were saying there, though, a lot of Liverpool players are probably looking forward to the World Cup.
Yeah.
And they're trying not to overexert themselves. Yeah, they seem to be just like missing something, missing an identity. I mean, they're missing Sadio Mane. Like, maybe that was it.
Yep.
I mean, they're missing Darwin Nunez because of his red card last game.
Yep.
But maybe that was what they were missing this game, but they shouldn't be conceding that much. They've been a very strong defensive team. So,
yeah.
They need to figure it out before the World Cup, because if they're below, 5th or 6th by the time that break comes around, they're going to struggle to catch up.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yep. Okay, so we'll go to the standings up here.
Yep.
So the standings are up on the screen right now. Wow. Wowee, wow, woo. It's almost as if you want to you basically should invert the standings in most cases. It's like, wait a minute, what? You have Liverpool 16th. You have Man U 14th right now, Chelsea 12th, and then on the other side, Leeds. Like, what topsy-turvy world? Yeah. Like, what is?
7? Like,
oh my God! Like, this season is going to be one of the weirdest seasons that is going to. I mean, this is the first time the World Cup has ever happened in the winter, so. I mean, I'm not surprised, but
so normally the players are coming from the World Cup into the beginning of the season.
Yep.
So they don't have that rest.
Yep.
They have it now, but then they're not going to have it later, which is the thing.
Yeah, I will say, out of the standing, I cannot believe.
Been 3 matches.
Yeah, I
think
still.
8, let's say, things are going to look a lot more like what we expected. It's going to take some time for, the teams to play a wide variety of opponents.
Well,
I
okay.
don't know if everybody is going to be in the same half as we expected them to be.
Yeah, so I will say this, and on what we're showing on the screen right now with the standings. Last season, Arsenal did start the season 0-3. People were talking like fire cut with their heads. Are they going to be relegated? All that stuff. They then went on and won, I believe, the next 5, drew 2 out of that afterwards, and they played well. And I think they lost. They had to lose at least 5 after that point because Newcastle only lost 3 or 4, and they were the third best team. I think you're right. This is going to be like if you have a jar of like oil and water, and you kind of mix it, shake, 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 and all of a sudden all that oil settles down to the bottom. And I think that's what's going to happen. It's the start of the season. It's such a good shake-up of it that when some of the teams start playing, it kind of settles. I will say that Brighton might stay up, like I said, a little bit,
I think so.
but
Right now, West Ham are not moving up at any rate.
yeah, it's weird to say this, but if Newcastle would have held on that game, Newcastle would be over Man City right now,
And they'd be on 7.
yeah, they'd be on 7, and
City would be on 6.
it would have been the score that it was at 3-1, it would be 7, and they'd be in third place with a 4-goal difference, but more goals. No,
And City would be at
no, they'd be
6,
5.
like
Yeah.
1 fewer points, so they'd
Yeah.
be one below Brighton.
Yeah. I'm trying to. Yeah, I was trying to. But yeah, the standings are gonna be crazy. Next week's gonna be insane. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. Thanks again, guys. Everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys enjoyed the reactions, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you guys don't miss a single video on there. Later on, we'll get the predictions upcoming this week, which are exciting. I'm really excited about that. Thank you again, Matt, for joining us. All right, you guys have a wonderful day.